Okay, the TV stand for tracks and vocals. You know this is easier than 1, 2, 3. You are now tuned in to Just Swag TV.
Hey, what's going on, man? It's your boy DJ Swag, aka you know who I am, man. Just Swag TV, the block. It goes down today, man. I told y'all I had a fantastic guest. And when I say fan, man, I'm a fan of this guy. This guy right here, two-time NBA champion. This guy has played with the Mamba. Yes. This guy also, life coach, can get you where you need to go in order, and he does it professionally. Also, 21 Reasons to Give, his foundation, where he constantly gives back to his community and definitely making sure that he takes care of home. I want to introduce to you all, my audience, because I love y'all so much, Josh Powell. What's up, guy?
Hey, man.
Was that a great introduction or what, man?
You are a real OG with this.
Look, man, Josh Powell, first of all, I'm so excited to be able to have you here. Is you to be able to take your time out to be able to do this, from doing so many things around the city, 21 Reasons to Give, you know, just your kids, you know, you being able to be the person that you are. Where is Josh from?
Southside Atlanta.
Southside Atlanta.
South.
The
Make
South
sure you put
with an
the
F on it?
on
You got
it.
it. Okay, no TH. Just don't spell it right at all, right?
There you go. Gotta have that on there.
What was it like? What was it
Southside.
like growing up in your neighborhood? Was it a lot of sports going on in your neighborhood, or was it?
Not really. I grew up on Old Town Villa. It's called something else now, but it's off Godby Road.
Okay.
And we moved to Riverdale after my mom got pregnant. But I mean, there was like hella kids outside, and you know, just playing in the neighborhoods, fights. Just, I guess for me, would say normal. Obviously, that's not normal every day, but you know what I mean. Where I was at, it was normal. But you know, definitely appreciative, because I was able to find sports in the midst of everything. So you know, a lot of good touch football days.
Yeah, man.
Sideline
Kids
bus.
don't know nothing about no touch
All that.
football and playing football on the street and stuff like that. Y'all don't know nothing about no real football.
Oh man, that's the real right there. So, but yeah, man, everything was good. You know, everybody was super competitive, and you know, just a lot of fun, man. A lot of trash talk, a lot of everything. You know what I mean, growing up as a kid.
Did you grow up in a neighborhood where, you know, other parents could beat you? You know what I'm saying? Get home before the street lights come on. You know what I'm saying? Were you that type of kid? Were you a Saturday's cartoon? You look to
See, what you're saying when you talk about other parents could beat you. That's the village.
Okay, all right.
That's what I consider it take. Like, that's the whole it takes a village type of thing.
Yes.
When you trust somebody else to be there if you can, whatever.
Correct.
Mine was more so like
We'll take care
they'll
of it.
try to knock your top off.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. We'll
Like,
take
I
care of it
don't
on
know.
our side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know if, you know, that's cool for a grown ass adult to be like, oh, I see some.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, nah, I ain't gonna say that.
What ended up happening? Did you and your mom have a good relationship? You and your dad?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So my parents were divorced. That was the reason why I came to Atlanta as a baby, and you know, she got remarried, and my dad also got remarried. So I've always had a really good, strong relationship with my mom. My dad, through the years, my younger years, you know what I mean, he was like, you know, my hero. He could do no wrong in my eyes, even if there were things a brewing.
Mm-hmm.
But I always, you know, I was taught to have that respect for your mom and your dad, and that's always the way that I treated it, no matter what was going on. You know, my mother never spoke ill of my dad never spoke ill of my mom.
I know a lot of people out there probably wondering, when did you get into basketball? When did basketball become the sport? When did it become the thing for you? Was it high school? Was it college?
It was middle school, high school. I grew up playing baseball and football, and then I was in, you know, coach seen me and was like, get your big butt out here on this basketball floor.
Man, if you don't get out here, you stop playing.
And I dabbled and dabbled for a long time, but eventually I started solely focusing on basketball. And then in high school, it was like everything started happening and coming together. You know, I had some people who were very hard on me, some coaches, AAU coaches, my high school coach, very hard on me. They pushed me, and you know, I appreciate them. You know, my mom was very hard on me. You know, just people who saw something that I didn't. Because don't get me wrong, I didn't see this, honestly. You know what I'm saying? So it's dope to have people that believe in you,
Wow.
that genuinely want to see you do well, and they say like, hey, we see something in you. Keep pushing. It's going to come out. You know what I mean? And not many times I feel like a lot of us have that. You know, we don't believe it because we can't see it. And that was never the case, man. A lot of people rode me like, stay with it, stay committed, you know, keep working. And things worked out. You know, I'm grateful.
So when did it happen for you? When did it? When was that call? How did that feel? How did that feel for your family?
For me, I was just thankful. I think that's the best way to say it, because when you put in the time and work, I don't feel you should be surprised by what comes with that. It's just a product. You know what I'm saying? But it's definitely something to be beyond thankful and blessed for, to be able to play. And again, this is not an NBA thing. I was able to provide, you know, for my family, to take care of my family, doing something that I love. How many people can say that they're doing something that they love? That to me is the biggest gift and blessing. So I think that, you know, obviously my first year out, I came out in 01, just knowing I'm in position. I didn't get drafted, but that was the start. You know, and I'm grateful for that, because I've been able to do something I love, take care of my family. I've been able to travel the world. I've been able to grow and mature as a man, which to me is above all else. And I've been able to give people experiences that they would have never gotten if it wasn't for me being in the position that I'm in.
Miss Juicy Baby, out here at Tent Life Window Tinting. I got my window tinted. Why don't y'all come out here and get y'all?
Watch this. Watch it. You gonna love this car.
Am I?
Yeah.
Y'all better roll up. 500 Thornton Road. Tent Life Window Tinting. Got my window tinted. That's on Periante Blue.
Just Swag TV.
You got other guards around the league that will say that you were probably one of the best players in the league. What would you say?
I think that we all are, you know, to be able to get to the brotherhood. It ain't by mistake for anybody that's able to be, I mean, you're talking about 400 jobs.
Now, were you professionally trained as a basketball player? Like, did you go through AAU?
I went through AAU. That was a part of the upbringing, along with, you know, God rest his soul, Ken Ross, who, whatever he saw in me, and he let me rock. You know, I only played 3 years of varsity.
Okay.
He passed away a couple years ago, but I only played 3 years of varsity, so I got to salute him. I got to salute Norman Parker. I got to salute Lindsey Hunter. I got to salute Coach Outlaw, God rest his soul. You know, 2 Chainz talked about him in one of the records. And I got to salute, and this is an important one because he's actually the one who pulled me and said, bring your big butt out here. It's Keith Winston. So salute to Keith Winston, him, his son is like actually, you know, the reasons why I first even looked at the game of basketball, you know what I mean? And, you know, my mom had a little bit to do with that. You know, watching my first game that I watched, because I never watched basketball on TV, no nothing. The first team I laid eyes on, Houston Rockets.
Houston Rockets.
And that's why when I tell people all the time, they like, who's your GOAT? And I'm like, Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Like,
yeah.
why? Like,
yeah, he was the man.
Do you know how many asses he was kicking night in and night out, man? Don't sleep. That's everybody. When the season's done, everybody's going to Houston.
Yeah.
They putting that bread up and they getting that 3-day package.
Yeah.
From morning, afternoon to evening. You know what I'm saying? How many people went to him to get that footwork, to get his to get his insight and his knowledge, man? Like Hakeem was just athleticism, how he played the game, his IQ, defense. Like he was a two-way player. You know.
Now,
what
would
I'm
you
saying?
say that's
Like,
somebody who taught you the game? Would you say that's somebody you kind of?
I tried to pen my game after for sure. So I grew up like watching him, and I grew up watching KG.
Okay. KG.
Yeah, so just those two guys, like that was who I knew. You know what I'm saying? I know everybody loved Jordan, but I love Clyde Drexler and some of those other guys. So it's, that's what I grew up watching. But yeah, I definitely want to salute those coaches and those people, man, that definitely helped me. Charlie, can't forget about him too, Coach Charlie. So it's it's a few people, man. I just want to make sure I give everybody their roses and their flowers.
When did it happen for the Lakers? What year was that?
2009, 2010.
What was that like?
It was crazy because I had went to the Clippers, signed a 3-year, and I'm grateful for the Clippers because even though we were injury prone, like we had hella injuries, man, we were down to like 7, 8 people. So it gave me the chance to shine, which is remove the just let me out the cage, let me do what I do. And man, night in and night out, like I bumped my averages up to, I think I was like 11 or 12 points a game, like 8 rebounds a game as a starter.
That's
and
nice.
This was not with me getting touches or nothing like
Right.
that. So this is just straight off grinding.
Right.
And that is what helped me with the Lakers situation because the times that we played them double doubles, 14 and 10, 12 and 10, like putting in work coming off the bench. And they, it was crazy because Ronnie Terrioff left. He was the one player that left. So he left, signed a deal with Golden State. My agent, as soon as he seen that, he worked, he was like, hey, you gotta get on a flight tomorrow, 6. So I probably didn't go to bed until like 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, slept for 3 hours, got on a flight, didn't eat nothing, arrived to the gym and did the workout and killed it. And then they signed me for 2 years.
Wow.
Partial guarantee.
Wow.
So I still had to make the team.
Well, but you was there.
And I was there. So, just having that chance and man, I worked my tail off, man, and made a good impression and they kept me for year 2 and, we won again and unfortunately they kind of blew the team up, but I told them I wanted to stay, you know what I mean? I felt like, like give us a chance to run it back again, but they decided to go elsewhere. But again, I'm grateful. How those are the types of stories you hear about, that's like, that's the most high for sure. How that kind of just goes the way that it goes. Like the guy that was there, Ronnie had braids, like we wore our braids. It was just crazy. Like I took, the same number he had. So it was just one of those things, man, just a blessing, you know what I mean, to how that kind of came about.
Many would say that it takes a great leader to lead a team, to be able to pass down that knowledge and know-how and, being able to, I guess just being able to lead, period, all the way around, being a great leader, and they pass down knowledge. Who would you say on that team probably was the leader of that team? Who would you say that you probably got the most knowledge
obviously,
from?
well, it was from everybody, but we all, that's the thing about when you look at championship type teams and how they, like the chemistry, like everybody fooling with each other. It's not just one in particular. Like we had groups, yes, but for the most part, I had conversations with everybody. We all learned something from each other. Like it wasn't just me learning from Kobe. I learned stuff from Andrew Bynum. He was younger, you know what I'm saying? Because again, how he's thinking and seeing this thing from his age. And then just his free will, like how he lived life, you feel me? Like, it's just like, man, everybody should be carefree and just enjoy, because he was just like a big kid, you know what I mean? Like fast cars, guns, jewelry, like he was just a big kid. But then you learn stuff from Powell, you learn stuff from Lamar, like all the stuff that he went through, you know what I'm saying? And then it's crazy because you never know how you connect with people, right? Whether it's through trials or tribulations. Learned a lot of stuff from Trevor Ariza, Shannon Brown. Like, it's just a list, man. Adam Morrison, quiet as he was, me and Adam had a lot of talks, man. And Adam's a really good person, man. And just grateful to be able to, like I said, be in that locker room having those conversations that we were having, man. It was just beautiful.
Knowing that you'll be a forever, player of each team that you've been to, what does that mean to you and the fans? What type of relationship did you build in these cities?
A lot of beautiful relationships, genuine ones. For me personally, though, it's like legacy, you know what I'm saying? Knowing that I'll forever be a part of record books or a part of the brotherhood because I made it to this, point. And I'm grateful because, I asked the Most High, to allow me to live a life in a way that I'm able to touch people beyond. And just knowing even if it's just my family, whether it's my great grandkids that just heard about this, their grandfather that played and had a chance to win with this other guy who they're probably gonna have no idea what the big deal is about him and his story, you know what I'm saying? So those are the types of things that mean something for me, and I know that my work is not done. I have a lot more that he's putting on my shoulders, and I'm just looking forward to doing them.
Well, speaking of more, 21 more reasons to give. Let's talk about your organization.
Yes, sir.
Foundation. Let's talk about 21 reasons to give. What is that about?
It goes with my heart. I fought tooth and nail to get everything set up the way that it is. I didn't want to just focus on one thing. I wanted to be able to focus on a multitude of things because that's the way my heart is. You know what I'm saying? If I give you the shirt off my back, I'll go to that camera and give that camera, the last snack I got in my pocket, and if it's that, I'll go to this stool right here and give that stool my last dollar. Like, it's just the way you serve and give back is just not in one way particular, and that's how I am, and that's how I chose to do it. So 21 reasons to give. We have 21 principles. Became official in 2010. And we have our 501c3. We've been rocking and rolling, doing a multitude of things throughout the years. Still glad that we're still here, 11 years later.
Absolutely.
That's a blessing in itself. So again, just looking to do bigger and better things, and just sticking with it, man. Even if, according to the masses, it's not something for show, but just the fact that you can make a person smile behind closed doors, make them feel good about themselves or something like that, there's still a way that we can all give back.
Man, the way you speak is profound sometimes. It's almost like you take your time with your words, you know what I'm saying? It's like you thinking about them as you speak, you know what I'm saying? And so that's awesome. A lot of people have been able to get your attention, or you've been able to get their attention by a lot of the things that you've been doing on your Instagram Live, your YouTube. Let's talk a little bit about that, your life coaching.
Freedom of speech, yeah. Church, we call it church.
Okay, church.
Even though it is my platform, but I share it with everyone. And, the purpose of it, and I always tell people, like, how many times we've gone to see our favorite pastors, and even though it's been good, we still leave unfed. And a lot of times, it's important that people understand that they have a voice and how powerful their voice is. And we've had some heavy conversations on those lives. Even some people that come up and they're like, well, I don't like how you did. You don't have a topic today, and da-da-da. And sometimes it may not be that. There have been times where I've gone on and, one young lady, for example, she was heavy, and I focused all the energy to cheer her up. So we started bringing people on, and we just spent the whole hour cheering her up. She was like, shit, I want to listen to music. What you got? And I DJ until Instagram week cut me off, but you know how that goes. You know what I'm saying? I done gave the disclaimers, everything it is I can do. Y'all want to let me live, man. I'm watching what everybody else doing, but I say that to say that's the beautiful part about it. We might come on there and we might go heavy. We might come on there and it might be light. The other night, I couldn't even focus. It was so much going on, my kids and everything else, and they still stayed on and watched, and they was talking shit and whatever, and it was just cool. You know what I mean? And that's the type of environment, because everybody feels included. I'm not gonna sit up there and just come and harp and say whatever I want every time I jump on. No, man, what are y'all feeling today? What do y'all want to talk about? I used to, that was what I've been doing. I started off the first 5 to 10 minutes. What do y'all want to talk about? Do y'all have a topic, something on your mind, whatever, let it off. And then we go from there. And I've had adults, I've had kids, I've had all walks of life. I've had gay, straight, like, you know what I'm saying? We dive in. Athletes, entertainers. I've had street dudes on there. Like, let's dive in, bro. Let's talk. You know what I'm saying? Let people know what's going on up here and how beautiful that thing is.
Hey man, Josh Powell in the building with me, man. This has actually been awesome. I actually wanted to get into Dear King, You Matter. You know, T-shirt Shawty.
Yes.
Talk about that.
Oh man, I want to shout out Patience, Hayden, Deuce, Landon, and Arabella for creating this product, this brand that I'm able to rock. It's just something that, again, the brand started with affirmations and just something good that people can feel good about. You know, dear queen, you're beautiful. Dear king, you're loved. Dear young queen, you're enough. Dear young king, you're worthy. You know what I'm saying? Like things that people like can be proud of, especially what's going on these last couple of years. The amount of, you know, violence, the amount of police violence, the things that are going on politically is just a mountain of things that are going on with us as human beings, and especially people that look like you and I that we're faced with. So when I came up with, you know, when we came up, with the concept and the idea and everything else, is to uplift. You know, we want people to you know, love themselves and be proud of who they are and understand their worth and their value. And what better way to wear it and show it and be proud of something like that? I don't think we do that enough. You know what I'm saying? Looking in the mirror, just being proud of the person that we see. You know, people look at beauty as this thing, man, but there's a lot of beautiful on the outside, but ugly on the inside people that's out here.
You might say that again.
Yeah, man. We got too much of that. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's willing to, long as it look good on the screen and somebody can do this or they can share it, that they're good with that. And at the end of the day, you know who that person is that you're battling, but then you're bringing life into the world and you're passing that on to your seed, not knowing. At least I would think, because if people really were paying attention and they knew, they wouldn't be doing what they're doing, man. Pay attention.
Pay attention, y'all. Hey, look, man, Josh Powell's in the building. Kids, you talked about your kids. What is it like being a father out here? You know, what does that mean to you?
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
What it means to me is everything. I feel like, you know, the way that it's supposed to work is your kids they see you for you, not for what you do, not for what you can give to them, no, none of that. They literally see you as dad, that's it. And it's a very humbling thing because, you know, you can learn a lot about your kids. You can learn a lot from your kids, and you can learn a lot about yourself from your kids. You know what I'm saying? Because they can really keep it 100 with you. They can really tell you the things that you need to hear, and that's how you got to check yourself. So, you know, I'm grateful, man. It's not an easy journey. It's not a pretty journey, but it's worth it. It's worth it, especially when you know that you planted a seed and you get to water it. So if you water some BS, that's on you. If you water something amazing, that's on you. You know what I mean? Either way, it's how you water it.
How hard is it being still that two-time NBA champion, you know, and then, you know, life coaching, and then taking care of your kids? How hard is that job? Because, I mean, I'm sure you still have fans around the world. I'm sure you still have people who would love to hear you talk and speak.
I hope. But if not, man, I'll be in my own world. So it's like I just do it, bro. But I think that I can say, man, it's hard being a man, you know. It's hard being a man. I'll just leave it at that. You know, the things that we have to worry about or be concerned with. And I know a lot of times people think it's lame or, you know, why are you doing yourself like that in order to, you know, be here, do that. And what I mean is, like, me understanding what can save my life. You feel me? Like, if that looks lame to somebody else, to me, it's like, shit, at least I get to go home, right? Or just behaving or carrying myself, you know what I mean, a certain way because it's what's necessary to do. Sometimes it's because of the color of my skin. Sometimes it's because of my last name. Sometimes it's because of just being a man. So it changes depending on your setting. But you got to always be on. There's no off switch for us, right, King? I don't think so, in my opinion.
You're right.
I don't feel there's never an off switch because either as a man, as a husband, as a father, as a businessman, whatever it is, it's like we always got to stay on. There's never any downtime. because people are always watching. They're willing to break you down, break whatever your decisions down or how you move. Or, oh, he got this, he got that. Look at this. He's surrounded by this. Oh, he was once this and now he ain't got this. It's always something, man. It's always something. So we got to always keep that switch on, you know, unfortunately. But at the same time, I feel like that's the blessing, that's the gift on being men like us who look the way that we look, because we can carry it. It was meant for us to. It's meant for us to do the things and change lives and be loving and be courageous and do the things that we do, because it is for us to do. The Most High knew what he was doing. That's why we're so hated.
Hey, man, Josh Powell in the building with me right now, man. I really appreciate you for stopping past the block today. Any last shout outs? I want to just say, you know what I'm saying, I really appreciate you for being the person that you are. So down to earth, you know what I'm saying. Me being able to say I got a friend who's a 2-time NBA champion, you know what I'm saying. Like that right there boosts my whole reputation in the street.
Oh,
I got a whole different street cred now. Josh Powell in the building with me. Any last shout outs, anything you want to say to the people, man? Look at that camera right there. You can say whatever you want to say.
Hey, listen, man, to all my family, my folk, I appreciate you. Even if you rock with me, even if you don't, you are the reason why I'm here. Everybody that's supported, everybody that's hated, I appreciate all the love, no matter what, man. It is great. And I want to shout out my kids who keep me going. I want to shout out my partner. I want to shout out the Most High. I want to shout out my mama, my friends, you know what I'm saying, all my folk. Little bit in the building. I'm going to shout my other partner out too, you feel me? But any and everybody, man, I just want to say I'm always grateful. I'm encouraged because, you know, y'all have helped me. Y'all have been there for me. And that's what love and that's what the village is actually about. Make sure y'all checking on your loved ones. Make sure y'all looking out for your loved ones. Make that call, send out that text, you know what I'm saying? Make sure you doing them self-checks every day, and then make sure, obviously, you look at you love you appreciate you know what I'm saying, and you value you. You are worthy, you are worth it, man, and that's what I got, man. Your boy JP checking in. All my brothers, man, you matter. Let's get it. And this your boy Josh Powell checking in, and I just finished the dopest, the hardest interview on Just Swag the Block, man. Y'all check me out. You never know. We could be able to do a part 2, but you already know what it is. Thankful to everyone who will be watching this. Appreciate my dog for having me on. You dig.
DJ Swag, 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 swag. DJ Swag, 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 swag. Yeah. Just Swag TV.